Hi traders, welcome back to my channel Binary Queen. I'm back with another powerful video, and in this video I'll show you how to identify extreme demand and supply zones and how to use them to take precise high probability trades. Most traders rely on support and resistance, but what if I told you that there's a smarter way to spot market turning points before everyone else? And when you understand these zones, you are not just placing trades, you are reading the psychology behind every market move. And don't worry, I'll break it down step by step, so even if you are new, you'll be able to follow along easily. So without wasting any time, let's dive right in. Alright traders, so now let's find a perfect currency pair. I think this is the one, AUD I have picked up this pair because this pair is moving in a downtrend, so we need a pair which is either going downtrend or either uptrend. So in a downtrend market, we are only looking for supply zone. I have already mentioned that in my previous video. We are only going to look for put entry trade, but here you see the major trend is completely downtrend. Market is making lower lows, and if I have to take a screenshot and explain you what I mean by that, see, market has given a breakout and it made a new low. Every time it made a new low, but here at this particular area, let me pinpoint. First of all, you have to understand the structure of the market. Structure is downtrend, right? But here at a very particular point, market has shifted its structure from downtrend to uptrend, meaning that the minor trend now is uptrend. Market should have made new low, but market structure has shifted temporarily, correct? Now you have to understand one thing. Whenever this happens, we can take trades on both direction with proper confirmation. If I have to pinpoint what I mean by that, this is the market structure shift which market has given us temporarily, so we can take both direction trade depending on the candlestick psychology and how the market is behaving. For example, here I have already marked my strong supply zone. Market has not yet tested that supply zone. Why I have marked that supply zone, I will explain you with a logic, but for now you have to understand we can take both direction trade here, right? Here if I have to pinpoint, let me grab the rectangular box and I'll show you. There is a fair value gap going on, so I have made a separate video on fair value gap and how it works. You have to take 3 candles and there's a long gap going on. You see the gap? Okay, so we have technically 2 supply zones. One is our fair value gap, and the candle above our fair value gap, the first candle will be our order block. Okay, that is how order block work, and that is our extreme supply zone. If market test that area, market is definitely going to reverse. So you see this red candle has not yet touched our fair value gap, and even the order block, our supply zone. I'm going for a call entry trade. So I've got basically 3 confirmations for this call entry trade. The first confirmation, market has given us a shift in the structure, correct? The second confirmation, the red candle was a very weak bearish candle which did not touch our extreme supply zone. And the third confirmation, we have got healthy green candles. Okay, because of these 3 confirmations, even if the market major trend is downtrend, I'm taking a call entry, and look at that. This is a beautiful trade. This is a very strong trade setup, and this is a 100% winning trade. And right after this green candle, I can see a rejection going on from our fair value gap. And if you notice here, this wick has both touched our extreme fair value gap and the supply zone as well, correct? So the rejection is coming from both of these extreme zones. That's why I am going to take direct put entry trade, because this was my initial plan and this was my initial setup. So I had already marked my supply zone here, correct? The fair value gap and the extreme supply zone. That's why right after a green candle, though the green candle looks very healthy, but because of the market major trend is downtrend, and because the rejection has come from our extreme supply zone, that's why I took direct put entry trade after the closing of the green candle and at the opening of this particular candle. And according to my analysis, this candle should be a red one. And if you notice here, after the green candle is closed, this first red candle did a gap down opening, so that is the extreme pressure of sellers. And just like that, our second trade on the same chart is also 100% winning trade. Now let me explain you a little bit. Here what I have said, the market structure has shifted temporarily from downtrend to uptrend. Right now the market is approaching towards its next target. I have removed the supply zones here because you have to notice one thing: once the supply zones are used, you cannot use it twice, so it is only one time use. Okay, that's why I have removed the lines and the boxes. Now the supply zones is already used, market has been reversed, we are not using it anymore. Okay, now here if you see this blue line, market structure has shifted from bearish to bullish temporarily, and now if you see there's a fair value gap going on, market tested on that zone and boom, market went up with big bullish candles. Right, this is how the demand zone works. So what we can do here, there is another fair value gap going on, and this can work as a very strong demand zone because market temporarily has shifted its structure from bearish to bullish. So we can mark this fair value gap as our extreme demand zone. So whenever market comes down, tap on that area, and if sellers are weak with multiple confirmation, we can take our call entry trade from this particular zone. Okay, and remember one thing: if this zone is already used, for example here, if this red candle wick or any other candle wick, if the fair value gap is used already, we cannot use it twice. Okay, it works in same with the order block and fair value gap. If it is used, we cannot use it again, but in this case this is not used, the red candle wick has not touched it yet, so we can use it in further trades opportunity. Okay, we can mark that, and once it is used, we will delete the line, but for now it is not used, so we can put it as it is. Now we will see what the candles are doing and where the market is approaching. So according to target of the market, the next target of the market is this line. Since the order block and fair value gap, our demand, the supply zone is already used, market will not reverse from our fair value gap whatsoever. So the next target of the market is definitely the blue line. Correct. So I'm going to go with a call entry trade after this candle. You see double green tailless without the tail, the candle is forming, which is very, very healthy. And because of this candlestick psychology and combining target of the market, and also there is no immediate support and resistance, there is no immediate supply zone, I am directly going with a call entry trade, and this is surely going to be a winning trade. Let's see how the candle is going to react. According to my analysis, this should be a winning trade. The market has already reversed from our fair value gap and order block, so I don't think market will reverse, because order block, fair value gap, and these kind of supply zones, demand zones is only used once. This is also a very popular term in smart money concept, and in binary concept, my personal strategy is I combine everything. I combine smart money, I combine candlestick psychology, and I combine target of the market and FFLC, FFLL, which I have made many videos. Also my previous video, target of the market, FFLC and FFLL was covered. If you understand these terms, your trading game will get much more stronger and accurate. Let's see. Okay, perfect. This is a winning trade. Now the target of the market is fulfilled by the green candle, but yet it is yet to be fulfilled. That's why another green candle is formed. Look at that. That's a beautiful trade, a high quality trade setup. So traders, in the same chart I've shown you both demand and supply zones work and how I took both call and put trades with high quality setup. I hope now you understand how to mark your zones confidently. If you still have questions, just DM me on my Telegram and don't forget to join my group. Link is in the description. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next powerful video. Until then, happy trading.